Hello,
Hello, he's here.
I'm here. Hello, gentlemen. We are back. Apologies, I do sound a little sniffly. That's because I am sick.
You
But
sound beautiful to me.
thank you, Red Lightning. Anyways, we're back. A Lightning Tournament. Peak League of Legends action. Coming to you live here. We are better than the LCS, better than the LCK, better than any other League of Legends tournament that you can possibly think of, with the highest quality players imaginable.
Most money outside of the Saudis. This is a better tournament anyway, so we don't have to watch the Esports World Cup. It's fine.
Exactly.
We're here. If you don't know, this is Mr. Lokesh.
Hello, it's me. I'm back.
And I refuse to say your name on a stream.
So it's me, Big Fart Shoutcaster 69. If you refuse to say it, then I will say it.
And I am Red Lightning. And yeah, this is going to be the first game. They already drafted in Pro Draft before we got here, so we didn't get to see it as it went on, but we are looking at it right now. When you get a chance, can you stream in Discord also?
I will stream in Discord as soon as we get into game because it is bugged.
Yeah.
It is currently bugged. But yeah, I mean, yeah, we can kind of talk about the draft a little bit as we get into this game. We have Mikingdom on the blue side versus the Allahgators on the red side, and I'm gonna be real. I do like blue side's draft a little bit more. You got a lot more easier to easier to execute
for sure.
Yeah. Exactly. Easier to
it's
execute.
Interesting. Also, I have to say, two great team names, in my opinion. But when we're looking at it, it seems so much easier to play. I tend to think in these amateur tournaments, it's so much easier when you get quick moving champions that have good engage, because just pulling the trigger is so important. Champs like Udyr, I mean, his engage isn't insane, but just being able to move around the map really quickly and find good angles is always important. And then having the Zac, a little interesting to see it in the support role. I'm not sure what kind of lane pressure they're going to have with Ezreal Zac against Kate Lux. That seems like a pretty hard lane to play, but
I think you're just trying to survive here, and Ezreal is very well known. You can just throw your Mystic shots from distance and pick up CS pretty safely, and I think he's one of those AD carries that, like, come mid to late game, you can really go toe to toe with the likes of Caitlyn and other really high damage output. You're really slippery. You got a lot of mobility. You can really get in their face or kind of play away from it, right? So, I like Ezreal here a lot. So he's not really the strongest laner, obviously, but he's safe, and that's what matters when you're against probably what is one of the strongest bully lanes in the bot lane in Caitlyn. Is that Zyra jungle? I think that's Zyra jungle, right?
I think it's Zyra jungle. I will say Red Side's comp is much harder to execute, mostly just because they're much less squishy. I mean, or they're much more squishy.
Right.
But those champions are really obnoxious to play into, especially if you're showing up. If they get a lead, which at least through bot lane they should have a pretty early pushing lane if they're with those players and those champions. If they manage to get a lead, it's so downright impossible almost to push your way into an objective or to push your way into contested space with the comp that blue side has. I mean, you're an Udyr, you're a Cho'Gath, you don't have any dashes. You can jump in with Zac, but I mean, you are jumping into Nico route, Zyra route, Lux route, Kate traps. It is just obnoxious to try to get into any space here. So they really need to be the ones showing up first and the ones pulling the trigger on this engage, because I mean, trying to jump into space like this is basically impossible.
I believe objective timers are currently broken. Thank you, Riot Games. But anyways, we are in the game now, so let's see what these two teams opt to do. Let me do the quick zoom out technology so you can see a little bit more what's going on, and immediately you can see blue side opting to place a ward where the red buff is. Give themselves a little bit of knowledge, especially in these times where leashing for junglers is a rare occurrence.
Yeah, for sure.
It is possibly the best case scenario. You know where the jungler is starting, and with the lack of a leash, you don't risk yourself being exposed. And red side fails to ward the enemy jungle here, so there's a slight advantage to blue side. Have the vision control. They know Zyra is starting red buff and is going to path towards the bottom lane.
Yeah, some good early info. Let's blue side know where the jungle is going to show up. Hopefully let their bot lane play a little bit more defensively here, which I already think they're going to have to do. I did want to point out every player in this game is the actual player on the role except for Meloncat. He is a sub for this game.
Yeah.
So he is replacing Kiyoshiman on the red team. And it's interesting to see the roles that some of these players are going. I haven't seen Sly play in a long time, but he used to play BCLCS. Oh, already level 1 trade coming in.
Yeah, we're going really aggressive. Just the quick, I don't even know what these abilities are called anymore. I used to know. I'm very, what is this? Stretching strikes on Zac, just going for the level 1. And you do the Zac technology where you aim the skill shot part of the stretching strikes at whoever you want, and then you just use your right click on whoever's closest by. And I guess quick trade going here, and we can see Barraga's getting the push in the mid lane against Sly, but is losing out on the trade. Not quite, actually. Bayo has both.
Pots burn. Nobody has pots in mid lane right now. That's kind of interesting. I was going to say neither of these mid laners are mid mains, I don't think. I'm pretty sure Sly is a jungler and Balraga is normally an ADC. Though I have seen Balraga play mid lane before in these tournaments. He usually does really well. Personally, having played with him, I honestly think he's kind of better at mid lane than ADC. He's a really aggressive player, and I think it can fit that role a little bit better sometimes, depending on the champion he's playing. Now he's going for a safer pick here. It's kind of hard to take aggressive engages and stuff with Orianna, but
yeah, and we can already we can kind of see the power that Tony has in the mid lane. He does have that HP advantage over Sly. And talking about HP advantages, Cho'Gath is bullying Set quite a lot. Although we will have to keep our eye out for how this matchup plays out come mid to late game, because we all know the Cho'Gath Set matchup. I'll continue talking later. There's a gank happening in the bot lane. Quick flash forward, and CCing both down together. Is Vice going to be able to pick up the kill? Yeah, first blood over to Udyr. Zac blobs have been popped. He was able to live through that. While that is happening, there's a 1v1 going on in the top lane as Set solo kills Cho'Gath.
Zac is not out of danger right here. Showed up and managed to trade one kill back over to end up getting to Zac.
The flash forward, a Mystic Shot lands onto Griffith. Galen picking up the kill. Double kill over to Meloncat, though, on the Lux. So within the 2v3, they actually do pick up 2 kills, which isn't terrible, honestly.
Yeah, it ends up being a 2-for-2 bot lane, but the kill up top lane makes it a little bit better overall for red side. Not that it was involved at all, but it makes it a little bit better. Not good for the Cho'Gath, I think, that Set managed to get that solo kill. I tend to think Cho'Gath's a little better, probably a little stronger than Set early on with just fairly levels.
Oh, good flash from Sly to get away from the command attack in dissonance. Flash burned on Barraga's as well. And,
that's what I was talking about when I said he was an aggressive player. Normally you don't see Orianna trades flashing under turret at level 5, but that's the kind of player he is. Zac actually just walking back into lane and CCing Caitlyn. Her support is not here. She's dead.
This is just a classic situation of lack of awareness, a little bit too far up alone as an attack damage carry, and a huge damage coming out onto terrain. Sly is taken down to literally 1 health. Hold on, let me check the HP on that. He was at 15 HP when I hovered over his thing, so we might as well have been at like 6 or 7 towards the end of that. That is crazy.
He brought Ignite, not TP, so he has no good way out of this situation besides just killing this wave. But Balraga has no flash. Meloncat's behind him. He's going to land. He's going to try to give it over to Griffith. He's just going to proc it here and let Griffith take it. That's a bunch of gold over to the jungler. Zyra's going to be happy to pick up that kill, get a little accelerated here. And is this going to be another kill? Not quite. Terrain dodges the center of the W.
But we'll have to see if Set opts for the dive. I don't think he will. His wave is pretty thin, and he's also low on health.
Yeah.
So I think they're just going to call it here. But yeah, good rotate from the support and jungler of the Allahgators to quickly punish Barraga's aggression. And even though Barraga is like pretty much doubling Sly's farm here, that is some consolation that you do get some gold onto your jungler and support.
That's really big that they managed to actually get that, because as of right now, he's just kind of getting bullied out here. I think you can kind of see a little bit of his experience in the mid lane.
We do also need to keep in mind that Sly is a Shaco one-trick.
Shaco one-trick jungle player, so he's I don't know if he's played mid lane. I'm sure he's played it some, or he wouldn't be playing it in the tournament. But it's definitely not his preferred main role.
Right.
But yeah, they're doing a really good job of coordinating there. I mean, just picking up that gank, they identified his flash was down. They identified that he's going to push up and try to chunk Sly out of his lane. So just bringing in both the support and the jungle at the same time, making it pretty much impossible for him to get away, and getting some gold back here so that the mid deficit's not quite as important.
The Twitch spam bots have begun in chat.
Always good.
Huge ulti coming out from Sly, taking them all really low. They end up killing the Nico in the trade. Who got the drag? Blue side got the drag. Well, this could be a couple more kills over to Red. Zoltar picking up a double kill on the Caitlyn. Zach falls here. Galen should be playing a little bit more aggressive on the Ezreal. He's level 6 to level 5, and he's got the damage to back it up. Come on, E forward aggressively.
He has barrier, though. He could end up turning this. Baraka doesn't have ult. If Meloncat has any abilities here, they could turn him.
He's landing all the skill shots. We'll walk under tower. I'm a little bit disappointed. You could have definitely played a lot more aggressive in that particular situation, but maybe he was just a little scared of messing it up, you know, which is fair.
I'm not sure if he knew. I think to me it felt like Zoltar was trying to bait him with the barrier. I'm not really sure, but he either knew it or didn't know and just played it kind of safe. I felt like Zoltar was kind of trolling with his positioning there, but just I do think with the barrier he had up, I'm pretty sure if Ezreal had E'd forward, he probably could have pressed that barrier and ended up trading it back onto him with any damage from Meloncat.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, we don't know because they didn't actually go for it. So
Vice is here top lane.
Yeah, Vice is here in the top lane. The quick Udyr gank coming in, but we do need to remember this is a level 6, level 7 set. Oh, insane! Unstoppable.
Played.
Prevent the ulti from
taking him with him at least.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that was actually pretty cool to see.
Yeah, I don't think it actually mattered. He wouldn't have gone under turret either way. I think it's almost better for the set because it kept the Udyr. It got him distance away from Udyr, so he took less damage. It's the one thing with set that you have to worry about as he burns flash top lane here from the Cho'Gath is you can't, if you're going to gank him, you can't give him the escape route of walking behind him and letting him push you away. It's kind of like playing against a Cassante. Yeah. If you come from behind to cut the angle, he's just taking you with him back towards the turret.
I'm not going to lie, the more I think about it, the more I kind of like the Zyra pick. I haven't really seen Zyra jungle in my entire life, but like Zyra's really good at any of these good against any of these champions that like to run at people. Right, you got a lot of disengage power. So curious to see how Griffith plays it out as the game goes on.
Yeah, I really like the Zyra jungle pick. It feels a lot like Brand jungle did, just with a little bit more utility and a tiny bit less damage. But if you can get accelerated and get going, you farm extremely fast, you take objectives extremely fast, and you can do a crazy amount of damage if your comp is built correctly. And with the new AP items, all AP junglers are downright kind of broken compared to a lot of their counterparts. So it's I think it's a good pick in general if you can play it well. Because if you fall behind, you're just an int bot. I mean, it's the same reason that you don't see a lot of Zyra support anymore. It's because really hard to face check bushes and drop wards once you start falling behind, because you're just gonna die.
Right.
Rain getting a good trade here in this Brigand Sargus. Definitely coming out ahead there, despite the level deficit when that trade started. There is a pretty big CS lead in top, but it's more than equalized in the mid lane for blue side. Gold is essentially dead even, but with the extra dragon going over
elastic
towards
slingshot
blue.
coming out from the Zac, and the engage is there immediately onto Zoltar, but focusing two completely different people here, so not much is going to come out of it. I'm not too sure if that was really the play you wanted to go for from Galen.
Careful. He's getting low enough that he's close to Cho'Gath ult and not quite getting him, but forces the flash.
Yeah, the chop almost kills him off there. Lives with like it was like 20-30 health.
Very, very close, and yeah, forcing the summoner spell is good there as well.
Oh, is he going to do the wrap around here? He's doing the wrap around. Let's see what happens.
Thanks, Sargus. Take that from that HP.
Barraga still continuing to pretty much double.
Ooh, that's a huge chunk.
Big flashing forward, following them both in, knocking them both into the Phoenix Storm. Double kill from Vice. Really well played from Zac, actually.
Yeah, the Zac support there from Nightion coming in clutch, managing to land that elastic slingshot, and all that flashing backwards ended up doing was just taking them safer out of the turret range and making the dive actually easier by just jumping right past the turret and getting out of range.
Right, but we see Griffith in the top side trying to get a trade kill down on Terrain. Terrain escapes from the roots, but Stranglethorns is put down, knocks him up, set ulting down underneath the tower, and that'll be a dive, the kill going over to Griffith.
Yeah, well played there. Griffith did miss the Stranglethorns. I think that's what the ability is called. So he didn't get the root. No, the Stranglethorns is the ult, actually,
it's the ulti, yeah, it's the ulti.
Yeah, he missed the root, but the ult secured enough CC either way that they managed to pick up the kill regardless. Terrain does have TP himself, so he can TP right back up here. He's not going to miss too much. But well played on the top lane, getting a little bit stronger to help make up for that the bot deficit that's going on right now. But we still see Balrauga is just kind of running this mid lane right now. He's constantly having Sly shoved in here. He's building up to a 40 CS lead now. He's taking a couple of plates. He's just kind of doing whatever he needs to do in this mid lane. Hasn't really had to.
Yeah, it's kind of the nature of mid lane right now. You know, you gotta. Oh, huge damage on to Zac here. Let's see if they're actually able to pick up the kill in the blobs.
Vice can't save him.
Is here for the backup.
Ooh.
Will he die? Oh, and the TP coming in from Balrauga. Ezreal ult will whiff, but the Mystic Shot lands. Oh, Shockwave actually pulls Sly away from Balrauga. Now Sleep is going to go for the solo kill. One more auto will do it. Wow, extremely well played.
That was a series of crazy plays. Galen manages to pick Zoltar off over the wall. At the exact same time, Balrauga somehow manages to pull Nico far enough away with the Shockwave that it actually gets him out of the Nico ult.
Yeah, here's Vice once again in the bot lane looking for the dive. Double knockup into the Phoenix Storm once again. We've seen this happen before. Deja vu, 10-8 on the scoreboard, but the Caitlyn ult comes. He's going to die. I actually thought he lived for a second there, but no. Melon lands a really good binding. That's
Melon is quietly like the strongest person on red team right now.
Oh, holy shit, the damage from the Ezreal into the double kill, landing all his skill shots. Really well played.
This is not how that lane is supposed to go, by the way.
I need to stop yelling, my throat is killing me. Holy shit.
That is not how that lane is supposed to go. From the start, Galen and Nightion have just been putting on an absolute clinic down here. The Zac support looking really, really good. Yeah. Just hard to stop this engage in the 2v2, I guess, and they're not able to poke them out consistently enough that they don't feel safe to keep going forward.
Here we go. The engages just don't stop over and over again. Knock up on the set, but I think they're just going to look to disengage here.
Griffith has ult this time, which is going to make it a little bit harder for blue side to go forward. He didn't have ult during that tower dive because he used it top lane, so made it really easy for them to jump on turret and take him down.
Looks like they want to fight over Grubs here. They do have mid lane prio as Balrauga continues to keep the wave shoved with the Orianna. And this is kind of the story of mid lane right now, right? You want to give prio so you can roam with your jungler and just make your life easier capturing objectives and getting map control.
I think red side should try to actually fight here around the Grubs, maybe. Is it Grubs or is it Rift Herald that's up right now? I really can't even tell because the objectives are weird. But if they wanted to fight an objective, they actually have a small window here. They have more completed items. They've got every single player on their team has at least one item. Well, it's not the same on blue side, despite the fact that they're down like 3k gold almost. So if they're going to try to take a fight, it wouldn't be a bad idea to try to just run it. They're on, in terms of like their actual item spikes, despite the gold, they're in a good spot, but it looks like they're not going to go for it. Griffith's going to get caught out a little bit, but he manages to walk his way out.
Yeah, just quickly looking at the gold differentials here, we can see Ezreal is up 2k. However, Lux is also got a decent amount of gold, and Lux being one of those characters that can just straight up build damage, even if she's a support and just one-shot people. Really cool game design, Riot.
But if you look, Zac doesn't have an item, and neither does Cho'Gath.
Excellent Shockwave following up on Vice's engage, and probably going to pick up 2 free kills here. Let's see if Set's able to pick up 1. He does end up grabbing Vice off the end, but Sly is here with the rotate. Let's see if Set can fall. Pop Blossom coming in.
Ooh.
Okay, no, they actually don't pick up any more other than the kill on Vice. The dive is coming in bot lane. True Shot Barrage. You can do a lot of damage. Come on, man. You can. Okay, there you go.
They're just putting on a clinic in this bot lane. It looks like Melon was a little bit caught out of rotation there. He wasn't able to get up to the fight fast enough. That was going on in the jungle, in the topside river, and then he also wasn't there for bot lane. He was just kind of hanging out mid. I think he was rotating up to the fight, and then they the fight ended before he was able to get up there, and then obviously couldn't make it before Kate got dove as well.
Yeah, it ended up being a really disastrous. I think it was a 3v3 in the top side, 3v4 in the top side actually, and you can see Barraga just continues to increase his CS lead and picks up the mid lane tower, punishing Sly for the poor roam.
Yeah, and that's what I kind of meant about if Meloncat had been there in that fight, it was close enough to where like any Lux damage could have actually turned that. They had a decent combo there while Griffith was getting caught out, he managed to get his ult, and they had the Spriggan Sargus did a lot of damage back, but they just couldn't do enough when they were down the extra member. Nightion just been doing a very good job roaming around the map using the Zac pick to find engages from all kinds of weird places, and it looks like Vice is going to pick up the Rift Herald here.
I think top lane is the ideal place to drop this, get the last outer tower down so you can really go into the jungle of the Allahgators and slowly start choking them out of vision. You are in a really strong position if you're blue side right now, and I think you should definitely play to that.
Yeah, they just need to keep finding. They're actually doing a good job finding a pick on the terrain here. They kind of need to just all in on this, but he manages to flash away and get out for now. They're going to have to find picks with their comp. They have a lot of snares here and a lot of good ways to find exposed members. But yeah, they're just so squishy. They can't survive an engage down this much gold if they don't play perfectly.
The Shockwave only finds Griffith here. Let's see if they opt to 50-50 this drag. It does seem to be the case.
They're down members right now. They're top side.
Well, they zoned Vice off of it, so it was kind of a guaranteed smite at that point. But a little bit of risky maneuvers coming in from both sides, actually.
Yeah, I'm not sure I love the decision-making there from the
Vice is going in really aggressively, but I think they should try and focus one person. They're all choked into one location. But everything whiffs, so it's a little bit sad. Pick up 2 kills anyways, but Sly flashing forward aggressively for what reason?
Looked like he was trying to find a combo with Galen there.
Them. That's actually the next question. Zac put up into the blobs, but Barraga and Galen are both untouched in the back line. Will they be able to clean up the fight? Flashing forward, picking up one more kill on the Caitlyn. That's a lot of damage. Barraga just continuing to play aggressive. One more kill on the Meloncat. Arcane shift forward. Quadra kill. Penta for Barraga.
He's dead.
Oh, almost. Shutdown going over to Griffith.
He didn't quite find the Penta, but I'm pretty sure if Griffith steps up, Galen is going to find this. I think E-Auto just killed him. Ends up being I think an extended 4-for-4.
Yeah, it was an extended 4-for-4.
Yeah,
they all kind of played into a really thin choke, kind of let Meloncat get his Lux ult off on pretty much everyone on the side of Mikingdom, and then Sly almost got a really good 4-man ulti off, but just barely whiffed on 3 of the key members. It didn't really catch Galen, and it didn't catch Barraga. That kind of let Barraga and Galen continue the fight and just keep just playing aggressive with all the major cooldowns down. So
yeah,
it did end up being a 4-for-4. I don't think you're too disappointed in that. If you are Allahgators, a 4-for-4 when you're in a losing position is a good trade. And
they got the dragon. Yeah, the dragon was an objective bounty too. I think it was actually a good play from Allagators. The only thing I would have done differently is I don't think Slash should have gone forward after his ult, because they could have probably gotten a 2-for-0 in the drag.
I like this play too. They're singling out Terrain, who is by far the weakest member on the side of Mikingdom, and it's a free kill over for them. And meanwhile, well, you single out their top laner, they're going to single out the jungler and just kill him straight up. Goodbye, Griffith. The 3v1, Zyra's not surviving that.
Sly just doesn't have the damage right now to follow up on that play. He had his ult, but he can't really go in and actually make use of it, or he'll just die. He doesn't do enough damage to take people down.
Nightion is actually going to die here. Does get a CC of no follow-up to actually pick up anything after that. A little bit too trigger happy with the engage, the elastic slingshot. What is the next game? Hold on, let me check really quickly and get back to you.
This Kate is picking up a little bit of gold under the radar here. She's got a couple of kills now. Find it with the pick on bot lane, and then coming up to collect that kill in the mid lane as well. Getting Kate strong would actually be pretty huge against this tanky comp. I think Spriggan Sargus is doing a really good job. I know he got caught out in the earlier play just a minute ago, but he's been doing a really, really good job of setting up these giant wombo combos. He's getting them all on top of each other, and it makes it really easy for Griffith and Sly to follow up with their huge AoE ults that happen to take up about the exact same amount of room on the map, the exact same circle. So if they can find that wombo, despite the fact that they're still down about 5,000 gold, they're gonna I think they can still find success if they can hit it onto the right members.
Yeah, for sure. And this is kind of a situation where like you really do want to push your lead. You gotta dive heavy comp, but like what is what is Red Side really good at? They're really good at anti-die, right? It's hard to execute for sure. I won't deny that it isn't, but it's like we said earlier in draft, if they're able to play it out and play to the strengths of their comp, they should be able to bring it back and provide us with a close game. And the gold lead is only 4,000 at 21 minutes, which isn't too insurmountable. But anyways, a 3-man knockup. Will the Stranglethorns do anything here for the team? No, it won't, as everyone is just getting evaporated. Zoltar just barely gets knocked up by the Cho'Gath Rupture. Quick 3-for-0. Once again, off of an insane engage from Nightion. I think he's just clearly been the MVP of this game, as Zach engages have been absolutely on point.
Him and Galen together have both been playing so good. Right. Galen followed up with the Ezreal right over top of the 3-man knockup from the Zach jump, and it's been.
The silence actually delayed the set ulti.
He's gonna go down,
and they end up picking up the kill. And Sly's gonna follow suit after as well. Terrain picking up another kill there. Yeah, they're all just falling like flies. Two members dead now. See if they're able to pick up this inhib tower.
They just they really shouldn't have had no business going forward after the rest of their members got picked off. They shouldn't have gotten picked off in the first place. The jungle is just not theirs at this point.
It really isn't. No
business walking forward, especially without Sprig and Sargus. With no front line, none of the other four can really be caught by themselves in any place on the map. And at this point, we see Dragon is about to spawn, and that kind of, I was hoping Red Side's way back into this game might have been trying to push them out of the jungle and getting vision around this Dragon. Because we saw before, it's really hard to walk into them at this Dragon pit, even when you're up all this gold. But at this point, Blue Side is going to take it right here, and there's no really real way for Red to jump in either. They just don't have any engage themselves. I mean, their only engage is hitting a binding. So
right, exactly. You're kind of hoping that they kind of walk into you and screw up at this point.
Yeah,
they're really far ahead. It's not like Zyra. It's not like Zyra root comes out really quickly either. Like it's kind of a disengage tool, like we've been saying. It's the same with the Stranglethorns. So I mean, like they really got to screw up, and maybe like around Baron, like a Baron throw could be doable. Could be a possible comeback for Red Side right now, but it's looking really bleak. They've got their top inhib tower down and their bottom inhib tower down, and I think Blue Side should just look to play towards Baron and try to end the game within the next couple of minutes. I think that'll be the right play here, and we'll see how it goes. And
I love the Hullbreaker from the set. I think Set has just given up on that. He realized this is probably not happening. We're probably not winning team fights until we get a lot more gold. It's been really hard for them to set anything up and be coordinated enough to avoid the engage. So he just built the Hullbreaker. We saw he could take the bot lane turret directly in Cho'Gath's face. And I think they're just hoping
here too. You want to be as annoying as possible with the split push. That is the big plus here. With the my god, the one shot does use the shockwave to pick up the kill, but that is a free Baron with the attack damage carry dead.
They're going to step up still, but they are going to die if they go forward. I was going to say that I think Red Side was just hoping, and Set was just hoping that they could, with all their poke, they could push them away from the Baron if they tried to start it up 4v4, but the engage is just too much, the damage is too much.
True Shot Barrage will clear the wave as Nightion goes in with the Elastic Slingshot. Sly and Griffith will disengage. Let's see if they good route to stop any further chase from happening, but see what happens. Is Trang going to cut off Zyra here? No, he won't. Zyra's going to get a free recall off as they all opt to push in the waves and end the game. This is a very methodical finish here for Mikingdom if all goes according to plan. Dude, the Orianna damage is just absolutely disgusting. It is so gross.
We see Baraga actually built a Medjai's here. Only 9 stacks right now, but this is not a player that's afraid to go forward.
Right, for sure. And I mean, he has the he can easily just do it because who is powerful enough to actually stop him from doing it on their side? No one is. And you see the damage just evaporates Melon Cat. Inhib down, super minions are going to spawn. This seems to be the end for the Allahgators as Mikingdom are looking to pick up the first win of the Lightning Esports tournament. A flash chop from Terrain just absolutely deletes Zoltar from the game.
Doesn't want to let his team win without getting into the action himself here.
Yep. Middle inhibitor down. Going to just walk the Baron minions into the base. Spring and Sargus, he's just really been struggling to get like some good set ultis off, and props to Terrain here. I don't know if you've noticed, but his silences have been really instrumental in delaying these set ultis, and stopping like a really huge turn from happening.
Yeah.
So shout out to Cho'Gath.
See how dangerous the set could be if there was any follow-up there. I mean, literally, the other members are already dead, so there's nobody that even could follow up. But we saw he chunked out Balraga, was forcing flashes, was forcing players to run away, almost killed Terrain.
Wow, another 3-man shockwave. Dude, the damage is just insane on a quick double kill in the fountain.
Balraga just can't be stopped at this point.
Absolutely insane. Really good. Solid first game of the season from Mikingdom, looking really strong here. Especially the bot lane, huge surprise. Like really strong showing from the bot lane, and
exactly. I don't know Galen or Nidion. I'm not sure who either of them are, but I know that just based on the way the points are going with Vice and Balraga, they're probably. I mean, I assume there's. I think Galen might be a 5 or a 6 pointer, maybe. I'm not sure. But I know that Zoltar is I think he was a 5, and Melon is a 2, but I kind of expected just with the Kate Lux picks together, they might be able to bully that lane out a little bit, but it's just really hard to play into that engage if the Zac player is good. And right from the start, Vice identified that they could probably pick off members of the bot lane. He was constantly down there. And then we saw there was no pressure point in the mid lane either because Balraga was just running that matchup, which not too surprising. I think he's more comfortable in the mid lane. He plays a little bit more of that role, and also a very experienced high point player. So just kind of running the map.
I do kind of want to bring in the bot lane of Mikingdom in for an interview if you are down for that. I'm gonna drag them in against their will into the casting booth.
It's always the best way to do it.
Hello, we have dragged you into the casting booth against your will. Galen and Nidion, y'all's first game of the Lightning tournament ever. How do you feel? Quite a strong showing, actually. We were really impressed with all of the Zac engages, and then even on point with the Ezreal skill shots. How are you guys feeling going into this tournament? How do y'all like your team? Anything you want to say?
John, you want to go first?
Let's go let you go first. But I don't know. I don't got much to say. I'm just happy to be here. Happy to show off how engaged support works and have fun.
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good to win the first game, man. I don't know. I was kind of scared going into this one. Not gonna lie, because we fucking lost every single flex game we practiced yesterday. But
speaking from personal experience, I think losing flex games actually makes you better in most tournaments.
I will be the first to say that oftentimes flex queue games are harder than tournament games. That is usually how things goes. Dude, I'm telling you, it's all the Chinese elo boosters in flex queue that make it really hard.
But yeah, you guys went up against the Allahgators here. You were playing it in that matchup against the Kate Lux. Were you worried at all going in? It's a pretty big bully bot lane, and not necessarily the easiest interaction, I think, with the Ezreal Zac. But you guys were kind of in charge of that lane from level 1, actually. What were you guys thinking about going in that matchup?
I mean, I was pretty confident going into that matchup. It's like pretty okay for us as long as we don't get pushed in super hard, and my support found like super fucking smurf engage level 1. We burned the Caitlyn barrier. So yeah, I think we played it pretty well, given.
That's what we'd like to hear. Y'all just gonna take each game one by one. What are your plans going into the rest of the tournament? Are y'all worried about potential target bans coming in, and going into playoffs? We will be doing Fearless Draft. How do you guys think you'll be prepping for that?
Zac's getting banned next game 100%. My support is perfect. Too hard.
Yeah, I'll tell the other teams this: you either ban Zac or you get bot diff. That's how it's gonna go.
That's what we like to hear. What do you got lined up if Zac does get banned? Sorry, I shouldn't ask that. A leak strats, right?
Ask him to leak the strats.
Yeah, ask him to leak the strats.
One game in, leak everything.
Yeah, leak everything.
I'll keep it coming.
Reveal everything that Michael Crow Dictator is planning.
Well, this is, I think, thanks for coming on, guys, but that's going to wrap up, I think, our first game here. This was the first game of the 2024 Lightning Tournament with Mikingdom taking the win. Anything you guys want to shout out before we head out?
Chime? Anything? I have nothing, man.
Alright, well, we got nothing.
They got nothing. They're so focused on the victory, they have nothing else in their mind.
They're riding that high. Yeah, if y'all have nothing, I'm just going to say thank you guys for tuning in for the very first game of the season. I think the next game we have will be
Saturday,
at 10:45 p.m. tomorrow. So tune in then. We will see you guys at that point. And then we have like a million games on Sundays. Some of them will get streamed, some of them won't. So look out for that. We will be back soon. Peace.